complex fractions yesterday. How to simplify. And remember, we have two different methods to simplify complex fractions. The first method is by writing it as a division. So you apply the rule of division that you're going to change the sign, is going to transform the division into a multiplication, and for that you need to flip the second fraction, the fraction after the division symbol. You flip, and that's how you solve. But this first method number one, is good only if you have a single fraction on the numerator and a single fraction on the denominator. If not, you have to work the expression to have the single fraction, or you apply the method number two. I think the best option, if you have, like here, like this example, if you have two expressions on the numerator and two different expressions on the denominator, the best way to go is method number two, I think. For method number two, you need to find the least common denominator of all the fractions that you have on this, this complex expression. And my question now is, what do you think is going to be the answer for this question? What is the least common denominator that we will apply to this expression here? What do you think? The denominators are, and this is 1, we have x, 4, and 8. The denominators are x, 4, and 8. What is going to be the value of the least common denominator? Send me a message if you know, if you want to guess, if you want to help, send me a message, tell me your guess, your answer, and I'm going to ask now to a couple of you, what do you think? So Jada, what do you think, Jada? And Kion, what do you think is the answer? What is the value of the least common denominator if you have the denominators x, 4, and 8? Send me your message. You can type on the chat. If you don't know, you can say, I don't know. If you don't remember about yesterday, you can say, I don't remember very well about yesterday. Or you can just say, IDK, I don't know. Or you can guess. The best answer, the one that I like the most, is when you guess, because you are working on your feeling. You can have sometimes you don't know how to answer a question, but you can have a feeling. I feel the answer is something like that. And you're gonna see, your feeling is not bad. A lot. Thank you, Alani, thank you. And Jada, and also I asked Jada and Kion. Any answers, Jada, Kion? Maybe two. Thank you, Donali. Thank you, Jada. Let's check. Well, the least common denominator, let me write down here. You're going to write all the unique factors, and definitely yes, 2 is one unique factor, because you have x, you have 4 is 2 squared, and you have 8 is 2 cubed. So you are kind of right, you are in the right track, because 2 is one of the unique factors. 2 is one unique factor. Another unique factor is x, 2x, but now you need to find also the exponent of each unique factor, and you're going to use the highest exponent. Check it out. For 2 you have square and you have cube. The highest exponent between square and cube is cube, right? So 2 cubed, and x, the x doesn't have exponent, or it's only 1, so you don't need to add any exponent to x. The least common denominator is 2 cubed times x, or 8x. The answer here is 8x. But you started right. You found the first unique factor. The number 2 is one of the unique factors. Thank you, Jonalie. Thank you, Jada. Today we will work with least common denominator as well. So it's important to know how to find it. This is the end of the review. And let's talk about today's topic is solving rational equations. An equation is something, an expression that will have an equal symbol. Every time you find an equal symbol, you can call this an equation. The equal at the beginning of the words means the equal, there's an equality, right? If there's an equality, there's an equal symbol. And every time you have an equation, you can try to solve the equation. You can try to find values for the variables on the equation that make it true. Okay, so this is the whole point of the equation. It's something that you can solve. You can find values to give to the variables and make the equation a true statement. Let's go straight to an example. How to solve a rational equation. And check this out. We have 1 over 2x plus 1 over 3 equals 1 over 4x. This is a rational expression, right? And the first step to solve a rational expression is to find the least common denominator. What is the least common denominator here? And you have the denominators are 2, 3, and 4, right? 2, 3, and 4. You need unique factors. You need to break down all the denominators to understand, to find the unique factors. 4, you can break down as 2 squared. So you have 2, 3, and 2 squared. The least common denominator is going to be all the unique factors, and we have 2, and we have 3. And for each unique factor, find the highest exponent. The highest exponent of 2. We have 1, and we have square, so it's square. And the highest exponent of 3 is just 1. You don't need to add, it's just 1. The least common denominator of 2 squared times 3 equals what? Equals 12. 12 is the least common denominator. Now, get this value here, 12, and I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by the least common denominator. That is equals to 12. And this is the equation. I'm going to write with parentheses, just to make sure you understand that now we need to multiply both sides by the same number, the number that we just found as the least common denominator, 12. Okay? Multiply both sides, apply distributive property. Apply here distributive property and apply here distributive property. 12 times 1 over 2, 12 over 2x. 12 times 1 over 3, 12 divided by 12 over 3 equals 12 times 1 over 4, 12 over 4x. Okay? Now, let's simplify. 12 divided by 2, 6, 12 divided by 3, 4, and 12 divided by 4, 3. Cool? Check it out. This is the whole point of multiplying by the least common denominator, is to eliminate the denominator. So we have 6x plus 4 equals 3x. And now we can solve. We can move 4 to the other side. It becomes negative 4. We can move 3x to the left hand side. It becomes negative 3x. This is the same thing as doing addition property, okay? 6 minus 3x equals negative 4. 3x equals negative 4. X equals negative 4 over 3. That is the answer. Now let me show the whole thing. Let me zoom out and show the whole work. What do you think? Can you understand how to solve a rational equation? We need to find the least common denominator first. We multiply both sides of the equation by the least common denominator. Simplify. We will find a simple, an equation with no fractions after this multiplication, and then apply addition property, multiplication property, and solve, find the value of the variable, value of x that makes the equation true. Tell me, any questions? We will apply on the quiz this kind of step-by-step, this procedure. We will find the solution for several equations. You're gonna see the important thing is to find the right least common denominator and do the proper simplification. After that is I'm gonna tell you, it's piece of cake. It's just solving a very simple equation. Okay? If you all agree, let's move to the practice round. Let's work on our quiz. But before, send me your messages with the answer to this bell work. What is the number of laps that the red car must complete to find again, to meet again with the blue and the yellow car at the same time on the starting line? So send me your messages. Well, think about it. All the cars, they start from this starting point, the starting line, and they are running laps, right? They are running laps, and they're passing again and again and again on the starting line. When the red car, it completes one lap, and then the blue car is at 2/3 of a lap, and the yellow car 3/4 of a lap. If you multiply by 2 all the laps, you're going to see that the red car is going to complete, not 2, sorry, if you multiply by 3, the red car is completing 3 laps, and the red car is going to be here completing 3 laps. The blue car, 3 times 2 divided by 3, 2. The blue car is going to be at the same time on the starting line completing 2 laps, right? But the yellow car is not here. The yellow car is back. If you multiply 3, 9 over 4. Is not completing a lap. Is 9 over 4 is 9 over 4 going to be 2 laps and a little bit more, 1/3. Okay. Now, if you multiply by 4, you're going to have the red car completing 4 laps, and the red car is going to be here. And instead of the blue car, now we have the yellow car. The yellow car is completing 4 times 3, 12 divided by 4, 3. The red car is completing 4, the yellow car is completing 3 laps. So it's not going to be 4 as well. That's the reason we need the least common denominator. The least common denominator is the lowest, the smallest number that you're going to multiply all these fractions here We multiply each one of these fractions and make all the fractions integers. So we need to find the least common denominator between 1, 3, and 4. And the least common denominator is equals to 12. If you multiply by 12 each one of these fractions, the first one is going to be 12 laps. The red car is completing 12 laps. The blue car is completing 12 times 2, 24, divided by 3, 8. And the yellow car is going to complete 12 times 3, 36, divided by 4, 9 laps. They are all at the same time on the starting point, completing laps, but the red car is ahead with 12 laps. The blue and the yellow cars are behind, each one with 8 and 9 laps. Okay, the right answer is 12. 12 laps, which is the least common denominator, 12. Let me see if anyone got the right answer. No, 6. Yeah, I think Elvin was the closest one. Yes, Elvin, the closest one, 6. It's the highest number. It's going to be 12, the least common denominator. Thank you, Kion, Alexander, Jonathan, Kiara, Jonalie, Jada, Elvin. Thank you. Let's move now to our quiz, okay? Let's move to the practice rounds. On the quiz, you have to solve the rational equations. Answer only the number. If the solution has two numbers, is two answers, use comma to separate. And the only question that we have to answer is question L. Okay? Letter A. We have the equation, and the first thing is to find the least common denominator. We have 3, we have 4, and 2. The least common denominator equals 12. Okay? If you calculate the unique factors, the highest exponents, you're going to find again the number 12 here. The least common denominator equals 12. It's the same of the bell work. Multiply 12 by each item, each term. 12 times x plus 2 over 3 minus 12 times x minus 4 over 4 equals 12 over 2. Okay? Now simplify. 12 divided by 3, 4. 12 divided by 4, 3. And 12 divided by 2, 6. Okay? Apply distributive property. Apply here distributive property and distributive property. We got rid of all the denominators. Now we have a very simple equation. 4 times x, 4x, plus 4 times 2, 8. Now don't forget the sign. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 4, positive 12, equals 6. Okay? Move all the numbers to one side, to the other side. So we're going to move all the numbers to one of the sides of the equation, and we keep only the variables on this left-hand side. When you move, don't forget to change the sign. 4x minus 3x, x. 6 minus 8, negative 2, minus 12, negative 14. The answer is negative 14. Okay? That's it. Try to solve a few